Hello, we're the section leaders.
I am Major 7.
I'm Longevity.
And I'm Grits. And we're going to talk about Nada.
No, you don't have to say nothing. Don't you ever gotta think.
All right, so Nada. So Nada started. Clarence was not in town. I forget where you were. Grits was out of the building for some reason.
Yeah.
And so Major and I met, and I was like, man, I kind of want to make a dance joint.
And I was like, man, I think that would be dope.
And we were just like, you know what? Okay.
I call it glow stick music.
Glow stick.
That's what I call it, glow stick music.
Well, that's, yeah.
You can't break a glow
That's
stick.
actually
to
the name of one of the sounds that you made was called the glow stick.
We'll get to that later.
So we just started this. I don't really remember the full process of us making this. Like, I don't remember. We were just kind of plugged in and we're just making stuff.
You had though, but you did have that. You had like the
I did the bass and I did the kick.
The kick was like you already had like a idea that 4 on the floor type. Yeah, you already had that in there.
Yeah.
So there was some stuff for us to work on. Like you had a nice shell for this one. I do remember
There was
that.
no shell. I made that on the spot.
Was it on the spot?
Oh yeah, I just worked fast.
I thought you had. Well, at least the kicks. Okay. Yeah, whatever. But
yeah, it's quick. But I do remember playing the bass line, and I had the shell for the bass line. It's a rack. Like I combined 2 instruments to make that bass line.
There we go. There we go.
But yeah, we just kind of tried to make something that was just moving, and we were just trying to experiment a little bit. I mean, people know us individually for obviously as hip hop producers. You know me, Clarence and I, obviously Hinks Jones for a long time, but also Clarence is in a lot of bands that does world music and Afro Latin, all that good stuff, and brass music and all this other stuff. So one of the things we wanted to do was just kind of be like surprise people, and so that's kind of where this one started. I remember we pulled the mics out too for this one when I was like hey, I had the idea of just said say nothing.
Yep.
And then so we were literally right in there. I mean, we just holding dynamic mics. And it's like say nothing. And my guy,
I did mine.
I was like say nothing. He's like, these aren't gonna be the final ones, are they? I was like, they're gonna be.
They're gonna be final ones.
They're gonna be the final ones. But then we just filtered them and layered them in there for the chorus when the beat switches up. The little kind of trappish type sound that it goes into.
That was actually that breakdown was
Did I do that after the fact?
Yeah, but that was your idea, because I remember you saying we gotta break the monotony a little bit of it, give it a different feel or a bounce.
Right.
And I remember that part vividly. I got real excited because you got a good 808, and that a good bounce. Yeah, so that's actually one of my favorite parts of that joint when it breaks down, because I vividly remember that portion.
I think the vocals add so much to it on the chorus too. It gives it that kind of chant type feel to it. And we pretty much had this one almost done before. I mean, it was done, and we weren't sure if we were going to release this as an instrumental or what. And then I remember about a few weeks before it was time to put it out, we came up with the idea of like, well, the beat was already called. I don't even know why I said say nothing. Like, you don't have to say nothing. Like
it grew legs, and I remember we just ran with that concept and just turned it into nothing.
And then it was just kind of like an ironic. I was like, hey, what if the singing part was just like, we're not saying any words. You don't have to say anything. And then Clarence literally just kind of freestyled that for the most part.
Yeah.
He just went in there, did his singing thing, and kind of zoned out. Would you like to speak on the creative process of you singing nothing?
Sure. Yes, please explain how you sang nothing.
It was nothing. Literally. I just, I was sitting there and, I was just kind of humming, and Long was just like, yeah, man, just go ahead and record that. And I'm just like, okay. So just went to the booth and recorded that, and that's what it was. Literally.
When did you add the? Don't you worry about it. Wasn't that later?
Well,
was that all around the same time?
Yeah, it was all around the same time. Like,
we ran. I was just gonna say we ran we ran one full take. Like it was like I
okay.
like hit record and was like just do whatever you
Just
want
do
to
what you
do.
want to do, yeah.
And then we just took like 4 different takes or something, and I just pieced them kind of.
And so initially, when I heard it, when I heard the beat, I was just kind of like, oh yeah, this is different, and just kind of sat there and listened to it for a little bit, and then you were just like, yeah, just go ahead and record. And I was like, okay. So just went in there and just kind of hummed some stuff out, and then I remember thinking before we actually were recording. When the beat changed, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's nice."
Yeah.
And so I heard, because in the beginning I didn't even hear you. I didn't even know that was.
Oh, underneath, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was you.
And that was so funny, man. We literally were sitting just like this, passing the mic over and saying nothing.
Right.
Literally.
And so,
Yeah.
like I just kind of, was listening to, say nothing, and I'm like, well, shoot, if you don't say nothing, don't worry about it. Don't worry about a thing. So that's, the Stevie Wonder line, don't you worry about a thing. That's kind of where that idea came from. In my head, that's where it came from.
We ain't get that clear.
Yeah. But that particular line in that song, that's where it came from.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
So I think this one is this is like what we always talk about, trying to do something different and what's not expected. To me, this is the epitome of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is the major, for us, this is a curveball, if you will.
And to take it a little bit further, obviously there's us saying a little bit of my thinking behind it as well, with the song being called Nothing or Nada. A little bit of the nuance in there is, once Clarence started singing, now this wasn't intentional, but as soon as he laid that down, I immediately thought, like, this kind of speaks on like unspoken words between people. Mm-hmm. It's like unspoken language between two people. Like, you don't have to say nothing. These are just the humming patterns that we go through. This is like the facial interactions and expressions that we do with one another. And then so Clarence comes without saying a word, and then Clarence is like, well, you don't have to say nothing. He's like, don't you worry about a thing. I can take care of it. And so, but yeah, it was a fun song to do.
This one's up there.
different.
This one's up there for me as well. Like, I really enjoyed this one because this is how it came together. And we had a lot of fun doing this one, so
Yeah.
So
Don't sue us.
This is the jam. Yeah, we sorry about that. Matter of fact, we're gonna Red August.
Actually, go buy the record so then people can't sue us.
There we go. Well said.
Yeah, All right.
That's it.
I ain't gotta say nothing else.
You gotta say nothing.